Hello everybody, my name is Gamer and welcome to my channel. Oh boy, I am awake. It is certainly apparently Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. So obviously, first of all, Silk's on tomorrow. So, Hollow Knight fans, get ready to buy what is apparently a $20 game in a world that it's running off $80 or $90. So that's kind of cool. Either way, besides that, let's talk about Ultron. So I did actually finally work on this today. I finally got some time to work on it. Which, wasn't exactly much. I didn't actually finish the page, but honestly, I can't wait to start because I've been having ideas that pop in my head for a bit. I'm going with ideas of what to do. There's a whole entire song that I've been thinking of. And obviously, I probably won't ever use because this is a book. Unless I want to make it into an audiobook, I'm not exactly going to put a song in, but the song is called Freak Show, if you want to find out. And no, it's not in any affiliation with any other songs referred to as Freaks, Freak Show, or any of other stuff, because it basically just kind of goes over how the main cast of find all a bunch of freaks or weirdos, and that's okay. Because, it's okay, weird as fuck. Long, chill, and cool. That's what most of all. Very chill and cool. Either way. So, what is it really done? Well, like I said, it wasn't much last time. Mostly, it was just finishing up the last page, which is basically just the kids, kind of recapping the story in a much shorter version, because, that, book 2 is, the shortest in the series, which, I'd like to say clearly that I don't know if I've mentioned this, I probably have mentioned this, but out of all the books, book 3 is going to be the longest. There was only 3 of these books. I think the whole plan, was that it could be split into 5 books. You know what I'm accomplishing right now? I'm telling that was around 5 books in 3 books. And one of them is very short. Houston. Because the thing is, the first book, that was expected to be long, but in terms of these 3 books, it is actually kind of medium compared to Ultron Book 3. Because with that, Because with book 3, there's actually a lot I have to go over for that one. And a lot I have planned. Like, the whole, like, this, when they enter the Kingdom area, Ian, who's like Elias, formerly Ian, which is just this very rich man who I think they just let him come along with them into the ball, which is another thing, because with the ball segment, with like, you know, the elven ball level, like the event, like the whole point of that is, besides the gathering of, besides being able to see the different, the different willing races to, want to like come out and actually like, join this event. Besides that, it's also like a point to show off what Elias can do. Because here's the thing, with how I've written Elias is honestly a lot different than how I've written, than how the original version of him was written. Because with the original version, he was just an overall kind of edgy, like, looking dude who didn't seem to like show any different emotion besides utter anger or like emotionless. Basically, just like resting bitch face. There it is. He has this resting bitch face, and that's all you need to play. Well, with the version of I've written, he actually has more personality. Because with the original, he was, just this human that, like, the elves, I think, feared. But it's just like, what? It's like one human. They don't know what he can do. So, like, how I've written my version is that instead of some rested bitch face with cool, he does have like a donkey appearance. Like, honestly, on the inside, he's just sad. And on the outside, he's hated by both he's hated by elves and considered a freak. He's hated by humans and considered a freak. That's why, that's like also a bit of a that I'd like to bring up that I kind of can't on the spot. He originally lived in a village. But what happened was like these powers kind of wrecked the village a bit, and once they were able to seal it back into him, the remaining survivors were like, "You're too dangerous to be here. You've got to leave." And so they kicked him out. Then he's as a freak or a monster in that village. And when he goes to the Elven Kingdom, the spirit doesn't come out of him. What happens is that he's kind of forced to wear a hood. Honestly, if you see some hooded person walking down the street, you will feel a couple emotions. One, you feel forced. Two, you probably Cool. Then, well, there's three. You laugh at the dumbass who's wearing a hood. And that's what most of them chose. Number three. Because it's just like, he's a freak. He's hiding under a hood. Someone hiding under a hood is considered just this pathetic being who lives in a show their face. And I'd like to give a disclaimer. I don't mean this. Like, if you often wear hoods up, I'm not calling you out. It's just, for this single series, I've made it very clear. I'd like to make it very clear that this series is like fairly racial against like human beings. It's like elven people don't like humans. Which, you know, there's things talking about that, like, with that, there's also the fact that elven people don't like this freak of a human that is Elias. Don't take anything personally. I am meaning to make this seem like heavily racist against humans. Because it is. And, you know, it would also make sense with how the elves were treated in a previous event. You know, racist humankin, you gotta kind of be mean to other humans, because you don't know anything like. You gotta fight back. Anyway, with that, it's just, they have to force, like, Elias basically just can't walk down the street without, like, being harassed or called a freak. And, you know, it's like, he can't find love, he can't, like, have a friend, he can't do all this stuff, like, would require actual, like, contact with people. So he's kind of forced into a position in which, like, he's not exactly able to do much. Until Pan appears. And this happens, like, basically all in the little epilogue bit of book 2. Like, you know, Pan appears, and, you know, Pan, of course, embraces Elias. Because he understands that he views Elias as no threat, instead just this poor man who, honestly, looks like crap. Looks like he's been through a lot. And so he's willing to be friends with this person who most of the elven society considers a freak. And yeah, that's the fun point. Also, to get away from like really dark stuff real quick, I'd like to release a fun fact that may or may not make it as a blooper for Elf Tribe blooper reel or whatever. Like, one of the bloopers that I have is that one of the odd ideas that came to my mind at some point was that, like, Elias, like, sort of falls in love with Pin, which I think is very funny. And it's just like, I can, like, how I basically, like, how I plan to go about the bloopers is just like and they will actors sort of bit. Like, I like the idea of, these characters were actors and they were acting out the scene. So it's just like, when Elias and Pin get close to each other, in that like one embrace scene, it's just like you hear someone on screen that just says like, and then they kissed. I think it's just funny. But anyways, that's all for now. Like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.